All right, finally, we're getting into some movement. And this is what makes everything come alive. All right. So anytime you've seen a GIF or anything animated, frankly, this is what you're going to learn how to start to work with today. It's called the draw loop. All right. Here we go. So, have you ever seen a flip book? Okay. Did you ever make one? You take like a pad of post it notes or something and then try to create something that's almost exactly the same on every single piece of paper, except you change one little thing. And then it creates this illusion of something moving. So, watch this one as it looks like a car is traveling. Sweet. Okay. That's basically what is happening behind the scenes, and it tricks your eyes into thinking that it actually is moving. And that's really what we're learning how to program today. Okay? Is how can we animate our images in Game Lab? So, get out your journals and go ahead and write the draw loop up at the top. Let me grab my pen. Here we go. The draw loop. All right, here's basically what's happening. Like that flip book, you are making something pass by at a speed that tricks your eyeballs. So it gives that appearance of movement. So here's what I want you to draw in here. Now I have the luxury of color. All right. So I'm going to make kind of like a big block looking like capital C. And this is horrifically not straight. That's okay. All right. Write the word draw up here on the inside because the way it looks when you pull this block over is it's a big green shape and it says draw on it. And we call it the draw loop because here's what's going to happen. All right. Everything we put inside there is going to run continuously. Okay. Oh, I should have left more room. Usly. And in fact, it runs 30 times every single second, 30 times per second. We actually call that something called the frame rate. And the reason it has that term is because you think of each image as a static or a non moving picture by itself, and then stack 30 of those every single second, and it tricks your eye into thinking there's movement. Okay? Now, there's a couple of things that we need to make sure on how you program things and what you put where. Okay, so put a little star above the draw loop and say, here's where you create your sprite. In other words, that initial block of programming, put that before this green loop. Then on the inside, the first thing you should do is put your background. Okay, this is really if you run a background color. All right, just plain color like blue or green or white or whatever. Background first, then any kind of movement that you're going to program. So, are you having something jump up and down or fly across the screen, whatever? The last thing that you should put inside the draw loop is your draw sprite. Sprite. I guess with an S. Okay? So you can stack a whole bunch of different movement commands in the middle, but at the background part has to be first because you got to think like you're covering up every time you draw this. So you want your background, you want your movement, and then you want the draw sprites. And then draw a new background on top of that, the movement, and draw that sprite. And it just keeps layering, kind of like lasagna, actually, but we only see the most recent one. So it gives that eye that visual of something moving. Okay, so what you are going to see in code today is you are going to start getting familiar with some of these things that are changing and moving. Okay, this is on level number 2. Right now, when you see it, it just adds a whole bunch of green circles on there, and your job is to update it and make them green and orange. Okay, and as you move through these levels, you're going to see this draw loop, and notice it says function draw. Guess I should have added that on your notes. Okay, and then something happens all the time. Okay, you got some little alien dude dancing away like crazy. Okay, so get those down for your notes. This information is important, okay, especially these 3 things in order to make it run properly. So just remember, background and draw sprite go inside the loop, okay? Get ready. Lesson 12 for the draw loop should be open, and you will work your way through that. You will see that you should do, and I've got to find all these levels here. Just one second. I'm going to add a new screen. Okay. And you should do levels 1 through 7. Okay. So let me get that written up here. Levels 1 through 7. Okay. On level 6, there are 3 parts, A, B, and C, and I want you to do all of them. All right. Good luck, and finally have some fun making things move.